All right. Hope everybody was well. Had yesterday off. I did spoil my wife for her birthday over the weekend, so I thought, why not? We'll just make a long weekend there, and away we go. Hopefully, everything went well for you guys yesterday. Let's start off by checking tip ranks. Just about ready for this allergy season to be done. Do I think ACRX will continue to run today? There wasn't a lot of extra news, actually. Yesterday's presentation they did at the conference was less than inspiring. It was just the same sales session that they'd done 30, 40 times. Obviously, with the update that the joint formulary was approved, so they do have the JDF approval, which is huge. That's not a small thing, but I don't know that it continues to run off that. All right, let's head over here. Yeah. It has not been a good month for anybody so far. I'm not sure how that would go, just on the basis that the U.S. Army paid to develop this. Um, this obviously hasn't updated from yesterday when ECRX went up. But the portfolio remains the same. 40% holding in ACRX, 60% allocated to the healthcare sector, 98% equity. This is not accurate because there's, I would say there's probably about Yeah, I agree. It would be a good move, but I don't think they want to rock the boat right now until the Soviet is in with the army. Um, get some tunes on here and we'll start breaking down the news. Morning, Yura. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, nice, man. Sweet. Well, welcome to 4:30 a.m., sir. Hopefully, the reset isn't too harsh for you, but yeah, nope, that's important. ACRX flew yesterday, man. I think I made 1,400 yesterday at the end of the day with it. Oh, I'm lunchtime watching. See, that's kind of why I like this though. Is the this time slot? No, I don't have all the U.S. traders, but I get European and Asian ones too. COVID idiot. Yeah, that'd be nice. All right, let's see what we got. Morning, Fury. How you doing? All right. Xylopharm Oncology Rare Pediatric Disease Designation. Okay, so this is a huge deal. This is big money in bio. This is brain tumors in children on IVR long term hold. What are your thoughts on it? This is Invesco, yeah? It's that comic book font. Um, yeah, Fury, what are your thoughts on IVR? Okay, so this is the first thing I would check when we're talking about IVR because we're talking about mortgages, right? So what I want to know is what is the current default rate looking at? Um, so now that we know that the stimulus has kind of fallen back, maybe not entirely cut. We could see another one after November. However, without stimulus, now in April, what we're starting to see is um, some more legitimate delinquencies or defaults. Um, so they're up 3% from April. This is up 0.1%, which isn't massive. Serious delinquencies down. So that's because we're not 90 days past the stimulus packages. This number scares me, though. This is up almost 3% as soon as stimulus stops. Um, I mean, it's a fraction of what it was for sure. So it's definitely it's a buy the dip if depending on where that mortgage capital is. Because if these switch to defaults where people just don't pay their mortgage, then we have that whole system just collapse, and this is worth nothing. Um, I think if you are going to play it, that you um just in my opinion, for those of you that have never been here before, this is all my opinion. I am not a financial expert. I'm a guy like anybody else. Anything that I give my insights into, it's purely my opinion. Now that that's done, we have to do that at least once a day. Um, yeah, for me, if you were to play this at all, it would be an extremely long term hold. The increasing delinquency rates are a little bit of an alarm for me with this, but there's alarms going off everywhere in the market. All right. Zyopharm Oncology has a rare pediatric. So this is a designation to treat children with brain tumors. That's crazy. So here's the news that drove ACRX yesterday. Um, so they finished around the 126 mark. It was a decent day. Up 17%. But yeah, they can now be. So they had milestone C approval that allowed them to be inside all of the Army kits. The JDF, which was in many respects, from anybody that's been watching the stock, assumed that it would just go through because the military paid to have this drug developed. Now, it wasn't 100% sure. That's where a lot of the bears had their hopes, was that this would not go through, but it did. So this allows them to sell to every branch of the Army. Yeah, yeah. For me, it's more confirmation of the right direction as opposed to a slow decline, which is what we were seeing. It, it for most that are playing this, it got them above their DCA. For me, I'm still 30, 40 cents below my DCA, but I think that there's still ample opportunity for more. Uh, so that's interesting. This OTC stock is pairing with Abbott. Oh, we've looked at that before. The Amazon stock with the drones. UAVS. I don't think too much about this. Amazon is a strong stock. It'll continue to go up. It's going to be a bigger and bigger beast. This is not, yeah. This isn't even the hype that they're waiting for. Next month, in October, we get finalized budgets for the military, along with purchase orders, and that'll be the big one. As well, we're going to have a breakdown from ACRX in regards to their so Zimmer Biomet's been selling for them now for a few months. Um, so if you're not familiar with ACRX, they developed an opioid, a painkiller that's essentially one tiny little pill instead of a bag with an IV, and it lasts for about 4 hours. It was developed for the U.S. Army so that in combat they didn't have to give people morphine injections and not know how much morphine a person is or isn't on. Instead, they can just pop this pill and they're good for hours. It provides stability, it lets them use it in the field. But right now, given that there's a massive opioid shortage, more and more hospitals are looking to use this. And what they're finding now that they're using it is that it's more effective than the morphine drip in the bag because it allows a physician or a nurse to apply medication. And then that medication doesn't leave people groggy, disoriented, and they're able to actually leave the post anesthetic care unit faster, the PACU. So this is one of the things, guys. With this, a lot of people are asking, so what's the downside? For me, I didn't see a downside on it. And this was before I took a position. This is why I took a position. You have a drug that's been created to spec at military requests. So it's exactly what the Army asks for, okay? Um, it's approved by the FDA. It can be used in hospital settings, surgical settings, and you have an opioid shortage currently in the US. For me, I just don't see a downside. The downside would have to be that people stop using opioids altogether in the US. Yeah. Yeah. If you don't have it already, I make my portfolio public. But 40% of my portfolio is ACRX. So I definitely put my money where my mouth is on this one. It's about 15K Canadian that I've got in there. And for the first time in a long time, the bid ask on this is finally looking kind of what I would like on it. Pre market, it's been really touch and go pre market. I have a price point of $8 on it. I'd love for it to go to 10. So this isn't really an interesting COVID because this Renova Health has hospitals, and they're going to start using Abbott's tests in them. So this is interesting. This is interesting. So this company has a drug to treat phobias. So the 5-year chart, yeah. So if you go to the 5-year chart for ACRX, I don't know that I would say it's shocking. What you see is it's up at 6 on the high, 2 on the low. And this is, oh, we've come out with a pain medication and it works. So here's phase 1, here's phase 2, here's phase 3, here's milestone C approval, and then this is us waiting for it to finally pop. Ouch, buddy. I mean, you can survive that. You can survive that. That'll bounce back. Yeah, for sure. That's not bad advice, Saki. Anyway, this is kind of a cool idea. So they've got a drug that they think they can treat fears with, specific phobias, agoraphobia, social phobias. YouTube Shorts launches in India in a few days. I want access to this. I want to be one of the first to dive into this. Yeah, that is a big deal. Because this is also social anxiety disorders, right? All right. After AstraZeneca resumed their trials, but apparently not in the US. This is not a huge deal for AstraZeneca, however, given that the study's being done in the UK. Have I heard about Oracle? Yes. Yeah. Oracle's just playing on TikTok right now. I think Oracle is a rumor news kind of deal for me. Um, yeah, Oracle is a rumor pump. Um, because once they buy TikTok, I don't think they know what to do with it. So this is Louis Vuitton and Tiffany. There was supposed to be a merger acquisition, didn't go through. This looks like a solid short play developing. I don't think Louis Vuitton wants anything to do with this. I think this is something I'm going to look into a little bit more here. This is IPIX 10K. IPIX is one of the small companies that I had picked for COVID. What I like about this tiny little stock, though, is that there's all kinds of studies that they're in. With these guys, I'm just looking to make sure that they've got enough cash to keep going. They're only paying for 4 employees, which isn't like we're not breaking the bank on that. It's a big risk. Oh, interesting. They had positive cash flow. All right, they've got cash on hand. They've got enough to last 2 or 3 years, so they'll be fine. Prostate cancer drug, fast track review. This is pre-phase one. That's a little bit early for me. Don't think I like that. MBRX is up a little bit on their COVID. Yeah, and these guys just keep getting smacked down. Mallinckrodt used to be the big beast. It used to be this massive animal. All right. So this is China and the U.S. heating up over the Uyghur population. So China's official response is piss off. It's none of your business. Interesting. SoftBank is looking to go private. Chinese bonds don't look like they're selling. Another hurricane's headed our way. Oh, my opinion on Tesla. Um, my opinion on Tesla is you have a company that has built an absolutely massive infrastructure. And anytime that you can identify a company like this, just trying to pull up their chart here. All right. So here's Tesla over the last day. Let's go 10 days. Oh, yeah, because this is. Um, so here's how it's performed since, I mean, we can make it by day. It's already starting to recover to come back up here. Um, I, in my mind, with Tesla, when you have built a massive countrywide infrastructure that you have propriety over, um, this is a big deal. And this is what people don't talk about. People talk about Tesla's cars, and this is the actual big deal. Um, yeah, they're just absolutely massive. I think anything under 700 is reasonable on Tesla. I think the thing is going to go right back up. I think it's going to continue to go up. And as it gets news on its other things, well, people are saying, well, it's a different company, it's not the same thing. Tell that to the market. When Tesla makes positive announcement regarding Starlink, it's going to go up. When they make a positive announcement regarding Neuralink, I don't play tech. I'm a healthcare trader. I trade in biopharma. I'm looking for a growth portfolio at the moment. Tesla is not a growth portfolio, in my opinion. Now, it does have room to double over the next 5, 10 years, and that's great, but I'm looking for things that are going to triple, quadruple, 10x in the next year. Yeah. Yeah. Most of the stuff when I look at the play, it's like, okay, what are my thoughts on this? Where do I see the potential upside? And when you look at a lot of what's in my portfolio here, like the analysis on them anyway is quite high. Waiter, I see probably closer to $8. To go 10x, this one here, Alina could go 10x. WPRT could go 10x. Um, IPIX could go 10x, depending on what they do with COVID. ETM, I'm looking to go. Where do they go? Yeah, I'm looking for this one to maybe double, triple. I don't think $15 is going to happen, but definitely $6 is possible. 6 to 18 months typically. Yeah, 6 to 18 months. This is interesting. Interesting. So this is Amazon. Essentially looking to do grocery delivery and create their own Uber Eats or waiter style business. I wonder if they continue to pursue this though, if the courts rule that you have to treat these drivers as oh. So this is the console wars starting up here. And we know that Nintendo is putting out a new version of the Switch this year. And that'll probably do quite well. Xbox came out with crazy price point for a next gen system, $300. So Sony is now saying that they probably won't be able to deliver the 11 million that they wanted. Oh, 15 million that they wanted. They'll only be able to deliver 11 mil. I mean, Xbox Series S is their digital. I bet you this sells better than this. This right here at the end of this article is exactly what this is about. As we head into the console wars here, guys, it is no longer about who owns which console. That's exactly it. This is about who signs up for the digital services these companies provide. Microsoft has come out and said they don't care about their console sales, which is why they are making like Xbox Game Pass, guys, is bonkers. So PlayStation, you get 2 free games a month, and that's supposed to be the big draw. On this Xbox Games Pass, guys, it drops new games almost daily. And they're games that you want to play. Outer Worlds, Sea of Thieves, Fallout, uh, Killer Instinct. Like, there's tons of phenomenal games on it. Final Fantasy. Yeah, that's it. For less than the price of one game, right? Like, we're talking for $15. I don't know where you're going to get a game for $15 these days. Exactly. Battletoads. I had a blast playing Battletoads. It's just for me. This is the future, and this is why Microsoft is, for me, already high up in the books, because Microsoft is saying, listen, if you got a PC at home, no problem. Don't worry about the Xbox. You don't need to buy the Xbox. Just keep the Game Pass going so you can get all the great games that you love on your PC. And on top of that, what we're going to try to do is make cross-platform mandatory from this point forward. That's huge. When I put the money into my computer in order to be able to, um, you know, do whatever the heck I want on it, it's great for me to know, okay, well, I don't need to buy an Xbox this year because I'm going to have access to everything that the Xbox players are going to have right here on my computer. Sony can't make me that promise. Sony wants me to drop $500 on a system to get what? 2 PlayStation exclusives a year? Like, not happening. Oh, this is big. The SEC is officially investigating NKLA. So this is a serious problem for NKLA, and I think this is a misstep. I think NKLA has shot themselves in the foot here. What you do when a firm like Hindenburg or Citron or Wolfpack or Muddy Waters, any of them come after you, you do not respond publicly. You have your legal team contact them if there is something that's fraudulent in the report, and you have them deal with it there. Otherwise, you shut up. You have your legal team address it, or you shut up. That's the play. Now, people say, well, Elon didn't shut up. That's true. But what Elon did was Elon released the specs for his car to the internet and said, oh, you don't think that we actually have a car built that has proprietary technology in it? Here, no problem. Everybody, here it is. right? Completely different play than what Trevor Milton has done here, which is say, no, you're wrong. We're good. Here's a picture of a truck with our logo on it. Which is exactly what the accusation was, is all you've got are trucks with logos on them. You don't have any proprietary technology. Yeah. And I think Milton made things worse when he started blocking people and banning people and getting rid of conversations and engaging the trolls online. You're the CEO of a massive company, apparently. So why are you engaging in these conversations? You're not Elon Musk. So stop, just stop. Somebody's got to rein him in. Somebody, the board, somebody has to tell him, listen, Trevor, you're not Elon Musk. So stop it. Stop trying to be, because you're killing the company doing this. If I was GM and less than a week after the announcement that we are working together in collaboration, I find the SEC is investigating you. I cut ties on that. I send the legal team to say, sorry, we're out. I mean, pre-market, they're down 4%. What's their 5-day look like? The puts on this have to be nuts, right? Like if you take a $20 put on this, okay, here's the official press release out of NKLA from yesterday. So they're claiming that Hindenburg timed the report with the GM announcement intentionally to tank the stock price. Okay, they expect the Nikola Tre semi truck, a battery electric semi. Mm. So they won't have a production version of their big rig until 2023. They won't have their semi available until fourth quarter of 2021. Electrified garbage truck, not available till 2022. So this last bit I think is interesting. What I currently take Saki for my anxiety is easy. That sounds difficult, and I don't want to do it. So I imagine others like me are going to have much the same. Problem is with people with depression, anxiety disorder, PTSD, we just, for the most part, we just want to be left the frig alone. So more poking, prodding. I mean, it would have to completely cure it. It would have to assure me that the rest of my days I would never have an episode for me to do something like that, I think. Yeah, yeah. Shock therapy's been tried before. I'd rather pass on it. Yeah, I mean, the medication's not working. My medication works, so I don't know that I would switch. Not broken, not looking to fix it. Um, Personally, I like Celos better, where they're trying to deal phobias and social anxiety disorders. I think that's going to be a bigger thing than people that are dealing with severe depression, post traumatic stress disorder. Because I imagine that those are the people, like the people at wits end and absolute desperation is what something like this would be for, and that's a much smaller percentage of the population. Yeah, playing with people's brains, man, it's a scary thing. There could be a play there for sure. Neuralink for the same reason. Like memes aside, we can meme on it all you want, but so this is the official legal response here on this press release from NKLA yesterday. Ooh. Okay, so this is important. This right here is extremely telling. My issue with that is you have to be a freaking surgeon with that because I don't want to forget how to breathe, right? Or I don't want to forget my wife, or I don't want to forget my, I don't want to forget the birth of my children. And when you start dicing up memories like that, I don't, especially with experimental surgery like that. Yeah, for me that's you won't see me lining up. All right. So with this though, guys, so he's saying, okay, well, Hindenburg alleges that the Nikola One truck that they showed was a pusher. So essentially, they pushed it and then said, "Look, it's moving." The facts that he has just put out to refute this are the gearbox was functional and bench tested prior to installation. Batteries were functional. Inverters function and powered the motors on a bench test prior to the show. So before the show, power steering, suspension, infotainment, air disc brakes, high voltage, and air systems were all functional. Um, in this dispute here, he does not at any point say that this was a self propelled vehicle. So he's saying Hindenburg alleges that in 2016 the Nikola One was a pusher, and he's saying everything was functional on it. Great. Did you drive it? No, because then they are accurate. The company's saying they described the vehicle in this trailer as in motion, but it was never described as under its own propulsion, so that's okay. He's saying that there is sufficient. Um, sorry, Hindenburg says that there's insufficient infrastructure in order for people to actually be able to drive these, and they're right. We looked at this yesterday. They are right. Um, so this is them just committing to doing this. Yeah, mRNS would be they got their approval. So this is the crux of it here. Nikola is building novel and revolutionary technology from the ground up. Not we have built, right? So this is not we have built. This is we are building. That a company has a sell side analyst is probably not a good thing. Just saying. Just gonna throw that up there. All right, guys, it is that time. I'm gonna go refill my water here, and I will be right back. But while you guys wait, I don't want to leave you alone. Shout out to the fine folks over at Restream. They power us. They help me continue to keep track of everybody talking everywhere on all the different platforms. So super thankful for them. Enjoy this. I will be right back. Again, guys, if you're not currently using Restream, I definitely press play. Morning. If you're not using Restream, guys, I highly recommend it. Even if you're using OBS, which I do for all the different screen layouts, having Restream letting me watch all the different chats from all the different places at once is a huge asset. Instead of having multiple tabs open and trying to watch everywhere, Restream is just huge for that, guys. It's also a hell of a lot simpler than learning OBS. I'm just one of those old school guys that does it that way. That's fair. It's there for those that might. Matt Damon thinks the world is getting worse by the minute. We looked at the console wars. We looked at Amazon trying to become Uber. We looked at the IPIX 10K, and we just finished doing NKLA and the SEC. Mm, other than the JDF approval, no. The big one is going to be in 2 days on the 16th. Tomorrow on the 16th. That one is a medical representation, and that's going to let us know a bit more about the independent study they did on PACU numbers. ALNA could be into Q3 of next year. So this is interesting because it's often portrayed that America is the only place where people are sick and tired and fed up of being told what to do by the government. And here's New Zealand for you. Looks like no deal Brexit's coming forward. Right, but it's made out like, oh, these American crazies that are having these protests and not wearing masks and are sick and tired of it. Look, Trump is doing something wrong because people are upset. No, man. It, that ain't the case. Everywhere in the world, people are tired of the government telling them what to do. Two deputies in LA get shot. This is where this takes a turn for the worse. Because what you already had a powder keg, right? You had a situation where officers aren't sure what they can and cannot do without reprimand, without losing their jobs, without legal action against them. Now you've got them out in the street. People hate them. People are, and I'm not. I don't think I'm being too over dramatic when I say people hate the police officers in the streets at this point in time. I love them. I think they're doing a great job. Shout out to any police officers that see this. I think you're doing a damn good job. There's a few police officers out there that are total jerk offs, but that's true with any profession in the world. You're gonna meet a jerk off here and there, and it sucks. And they ruin it for the rest of us, and that's too bad. But now you got people that are actively shooting police officers. So what does that do to de-escalate the situation? It does nothing. Because now you have officers that are either A, not going to show up to work because they can't do anything, right? Oh, I don't know what I can do and I can't do, but apparently they can shoot us and I can't do anything to stop that. So, I mean, I'm out. I'm not doing this job. Or you have cops that do show up, and the cops that do show up are the ones that are trigger happy anyway and just looking to end it, right? This is how things go south fast. This is why King Jr. made it essential, absolutely essential, that any protest that he was a part of was non-violent. That means you don't burn buildings, you don't assault businesses, you don't assault people, you walk, you march, you speak. That's it. At no point do you call for violence on the institution or the people in your community. This is the riots and the protests that we are seeing today are not the same thing. What is this? I think a military presence at this point is justified. I don't think the police can manage this. Not to kill people, but I don't think the police can manage this at this point. The police are meant to protect and serve. They are not built to actively suppress mobs of thousands with tens. And I'm not saying for them to use military force. What I'm saying is for there to be a National Guard presence in these places where protesting is happening as a deterrent. If you pull a gun out and you shoot a police officer, there is a deterrent there, and it is the National Guard. Crazy. So, have you guys saw the movie Hotel Rwanda? This guy here is the hotel owner from the film. He's been arrested and denied bail on terrorism charges because he's been outspoken against the president of Rwanda. Yeah, Portland still has Portland riots. Yowza. See, this is it. Like it's I would very much doubt that it is about George Floyd at any point now. In Portland, like this is not about George Floyd anymore. This is about people showing up nightly to the show. And that's the biggest problem. 2 seconds here, guys. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Oh, this is the. For only the second time in history. Oh, the scammers have been found. Is the money still there though? That's always the big one. Is like they spend that crap quick. So this is Vancouver, BC. This is in Canada, where there are no fires, but the fires from the States have done this. He's appealing to the eco sector. Venus could potentially have life. What is up, Jericho? They make more shares. And the value would go up as well, I would imagine. Half of the shares are purchased. That's a completely different thing. Look at Berkshire A. That's what a stock looks like when it. What's the company, Jericho? I'll take a look. DSKY. Oh, Daiichi Sanko. Yeah. This what you're looking at? No. I cannot speak to the Russian market. I don't know how you guys are regulated. Um, Detsky Mir. It says it has 739 million shares outstanding. Mm, yeah, I mean this is updated fairly regularly. It's Bloomberg, right? Mm, I'm gonna say that that's a rumor. Send me the article. I'll take a look. Okay. I would hardly say Koifin is comparative to Bloomberg Terminal. It doesn't have real-time data. Now this is interesting. All right, let's check this out. Let's check out this Darqube thing. Okay. So there's a variety of channels here. It looks like a decent breakout. You can create your own workspace, so that's kind of cool. Okay, so you can create channels, you can find channels. Let's see what else they've got here. Let's find a channel. Bio. Okay, there's people's channels here. So there's like an internal messaging tool. If a stock is 100% owned, it should go up in value. Okay, how do you create your own watch list? Okay, how do you populate this? How do you put windows in here? Crypto stocks. Okay, I see a you mean they're looking to take it private? Maybe. They'd have to own you would have to own all of it. I don't know that Goldman owns all of it. I just want to know how you add widgets. Menu. Okay. Yeah, it's a web interface instead of software, though. I don't know that that would work. Create a new list. Equity. You can tell wherever this is from is okay, so let's pull up my tip ranks here. We'll populate this with my portfolio and then see if I can't get this is interesting. It looks like you could put crypto on here at the same time. Not that I trade that, but it would be interesting to have that available. Oh, that's not right. Okay, how do I... There it is. Oh, interesting. I know right click for me doesn't work that way. It just pulls up the Windows tool key. Okay, interesting. It doesn't have OTC stocks. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is one that I have. I'm looking for an alternative to... I'm looking for an alternative to Bloomberg. I mean, I've looked at this one before. Nothing here since July. I think this is the one that Rita was using actually to track Trevor Milton's flights. I mean, I think this is part of the problem with a lot of these free tools is that they just don't update that quickly. A Wall Street Bets dashboard. I mean, this is kind of cool because it gives you an understanding of what's being discussed on Wall Street Bets. This is interesting. Senate trading. Interesting. Why would the hmm, why would Mitch McConnell be buying Wells Fargo? I think they're required to disclose a lot of this, aren't they? I mean, okay, so this is an interesting tool at the very least. I would add this to my list of tools. This is Darqube. What I like about this is that in a single watch list, you could have your crypto, your all that nonsense in one place. I mean, as far as news goes, Morning, Ajax. All right, guys, I'm gonna top up my water here. I will be right back, but you know the deal. It's time to spend a little time with Restream here. So let's just send you guys over there and enjoy. As always, guys, if you are looking to start streaming, you are streaming and you're finding it really complicated with the tools that you've got, Restream is something I highly recommend. It allows me to keep track of my chats from all over YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitch, all at once, one place. I don't have to be messing around with a whole bunch of different windows and stuff. One place, I've got access to everything. Makes it a lot easier. So I'm a big fan. Check it out. Click that link. Give it a look. You won't be disappointed. I'm not. Where were we? Oh yeah, Darqube. Okay, so this is QuiverQuant, guys. This is one that gives you access to a bunch of information. I wonder how updated their insider trading is. Trevor Milton bought shares. DraftKings. I don't really want just this chart though. I kind of want. Would kind of like to see. This is interesting. Net insider shares across the market are selling off, despite the S&P rising. It looks like that 320 line, people thought this was it, and then 340, 330, people got out. Because right now for this, I'm using a mix of FinViz and FinViz and TipRanks to get the insider purchases. These are the latest insider purchases from the week. I'm usually only really interested in the ones that are a little bit higher purchase. So we're talking $1 million or more. So that's FinViz, and then you head here to research tools, daily insider transactions. Not interested in the sales, just buys. There's a bunch of smaller ones here for sure. I don't see anything that's really popping as far as millions. Oh, there, IGM Biosciences. I think that's the one that we saw over here too, right? IGMS, yeah. And there's a discrepancy there, right? This is 1 point, no, 1.8. 1.8. It doesn't look like you were alone, man. It looks like the market agreed with you. It looks like a lot of people got it. Um, I'm pretty excited for that earnings. BlackBerry earnings upcoming. But insider trading is one of the things, guys, that I have been watching, along with redemption. For those of you guys that know redemption, and what we're seeing is that there is a correlation. And once news drops about a major purchase, a major buy order, insider buy order, the stock does appreciate in value over the next week. So, um, 24th is BlackBerry earnings. SPACs, I don't track SPACs. It's not something that I trade in. For me, the big thing that I'm looking at is emerging bio. So, and my positions are essentially locked in on my portfolio for the next 6 to 18 months. Depending on what happens through Christmas, I may exit some positions in Christmas and look to the new year to see what's going on. But right now, my portfolio is pretty much all but locked in, Alex. Um, my thoughts on SHLL is that it's my preferred as far as EV goes. Um, so you guys in Twitch can't see this, but this question's from Twitter. My thoughts on SHLL is it's actually a really strong player in the EV space, and with people about to abandon NKLA in force, I think that Shell has the opportunity to go to about $60. They're pretty strong. There's another one that I'm playing in this sector. It's not EV directly. It's natural gas, but it's still playing to that clean energy. That's this one. Um, Westport. This is the one that I'm probably watching the closest. Um, they have a major deal with a huge diesel firm in China. We're just waiting on the final approval. All the paperwork's filed, so I'm actually pretty excited to see what that looks like when that comes through. I think that this thing will probably head up. So 10-year high for them was $40. I think we see this head up closer to the 10-15 mark on that news because it's going to open up China, and that's just massive. It's just massive. Um, they have some really great contracts in Europe, the Middle East, Africa, and now moving into China is going to be big for them. I see this popping off in a big way on that. And if I could 10x on this, that would be fantastic. Um, if it goes beyond that, so be it. Dive! You want to trade the market with me? Should we buy or sell today? We should sell today. It's going to be a red day in the market. Are you sure? How do you feel about Tesla? Good? Is Tesla good or is Tesla not good? It's good. Oh, Tesla's good. What about Nikola? Do you like Nikola or no? You like Nikola too? Really? Even after the man lied? Interesting. You must be a Robin Hood trader. Yeah. All right. Give me a kiss. Head off. Go get your day started, cutie. Love you too. Yeah. She says sell. That's not official financial advice. I know I probably shouldn't need to put a disclaimer up if a small child has told you what to do, but some of you degens, I love you too, kiddo. Off you go. That's a lot. Um, oh, no, not like this. But apparently she likes Nicola, right? Go figure. All right. What else we got here? This will be big. I am very bullish on BlackBerry, guys. And again, do not play BlackBerry if you think BlackBerry is a phone company. You need to do some more DD. BlackBerry is not a phone company. BlackBerry is a software security company. They are huge in the self-driving, auto-driving space. And I think they will continue to grow into a massive, massive company again. 15 years down the road for it to be 70, $80, wouldn't be surprised. Could be even high as 100, depending on how quickly we get into automated driving. So BlackBerry all-time highs were 220. Yeah. I mean, if she's right, I could ask her every morning. We're looking green pre-market at the moment, though. That's true. Jim Cramer is now bullish on crypto. So Twitch is announcing. I don't use crypto. I don't trade crypto. But this thing here seems to be this thing here, Darqube seems to have quite a bit more of a focus on crypto than some of these other ones. I'm still not in on that. That's what a hedge is for, man. Make it comfortable either way. So AdBlock is trending because Twitch has announced that it's going to do new mid-roll ads without the streamer's approval. Yeah. The internet is outraged. How dare you make us watch a 30-second ad? No, Prime probably won't. How dare you take my 30 seconds of my life, which I just gave you anyway, to tweet out this outrage on Twitter? The browser feed may have a strange resolution because it's cropped and squeezed into that square. All right, guys, last 10 minutes. Anything you want me to look at before we head out here? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe out in the market today. Have a blast. I'll be lurking in Martini's chat all day, so you guys know how that goes. If you haven't hopped in Stocky's morning call, I'll do that too. I'll be there. But as always, it's a blast. Thanks for hanging out with me. So I'm not a total nerd up at 4:30 in the morning. But yeah, take it easy. Have a great day. I will catch you tomorrow morning, 4:30 a.m. Later.